Hello to all my Aries friends. Welcome back and Happy New Year. I hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's. I hope it was wonderful and you got to spend lots of time with the people that you love. So I just want to wish you back to all my returning subscribers. Thank you for continuing to support me. And to all of my new watchers and subscribers, welcome. My name is Lara and I am a psychic medium energy healer. And I will be your guide for this month's Tarotscope Forecast. And to start off, I'm going to be using my Rider-Waite Tarot deck as usual. And for the added guidance card, when I was trying to select what deck I wanted to use, I have a big drawer in this cabinet of all my tarot decks and my oracle decks, and I was looking, I'm like, which one do I need? And Archangel Michael had said to me, he requested that I use his deck because he has many messages to give out to a lot of people. So we're going to go with his deck today, and it is by Doreen Virtue. Look how cute he looks on there. So handsome. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? So, Aries. I got a message in the beginning of the reading when I started to shuffle, and I'm glad that I wrote it down, because sometimes when you're channeling so many signs and, wires get crossed, so I'm glad that I wrote it down. But I got this message that Archangel Michael is saying, it's all going to work out. Just take a deep breath and try to have faith. He's saying to me now, have faith, have faith. Okay, so if you're struggling right now, just know it'll pass. The storm always passes. It doesn't stay every single day. So just relax and let it pass. The first card that I pulled for you is the High Priestess card. Okay, now, naturally, this card is about intuition. And for those who are naturally intuitive or work as professional psychics or work in the realm of the metaphysical and the spiritual, this is saying, you know what? You need to pay attention to your intuition. Or if you're having struggles, if you're in a storm currently, you need to take a time out to really go within to find the answers, because it is through your intuition that you will be able to problem solve. And I get this message all the time for literally everything. They're like, what does your intuition say? And sometimes I get so caught up because I'm so close to the situation, or if the situation is pulling me in the direction where I feel fear about what's going on, it makes it harder for me sometimes to listen to my intuition. I'm like, well, I hear that this is what's going to happen, but I'm like second guessing it because I'm like, is it because I want to hear that, or what's the deal? So it's really important to ground yourself and take time to listen to your intuition and your gut feelings. For some, this could be an indication of a spiritual peak coming up, because I know that we're getting ready to have a lot of crazy cosmic energy. I mean, the planets are, Mercury retrograde is getting ready to end, and I think I read somewhere that all of the planets are getting ready to go direct. So the energy is going to get very, very interesting. So for some of you, you're going to be going through a spiritual peak where your intuition is going to be heightened. You're going to be receiving all kinds of messages and feelings, and you have to really ground yourself through this period and see through everything. Keep a journal. Write down what you're getting, and then to use it to your advantage, especially use the heightened abilities to see through your problems. I'm just getting now that for those of you that do work in the spiritual and the metaphysical realm, that you need to put more efforts towards your spiritual work. If you have a business, you need to stick to it and revamp it. Vamp it up, start promoting, getting yourself out there and start putting in the work, okay? Because you're not. And for those out there who are looking to get into the spiritual business, this is a great omen. This is saying it's time to do it. Okay, and like the Chariot card with the black pillar and the white or the gray, however you want to word it, highlights the light and dark aspects of any journey, and that in the center is this high priestess who always listens to her intuition and everything like that. This is what's going to guide you through the light and dark aspects. You see how she's in the middle like that, and you see all this wonderful looks like fruit or flowers. All this abundance sits behind her because she used her intuition to guide her. So this is a type of energy that you really want to try to harness and use it to steer yourself in the right direction. Aries. Okay, so the next card that I pulled for you is the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, you see how this guy in the upright position, he's juggling these pentacles, and he's kind of like, he looks like a jester to me, but he's juggling. And the reverse position, this is telling me that you are trying to juggle way too much. You have so much stuff on your plate that it's like you're never going to finish eating all that food. Like, you need to just put some back, or you need to get a smaller plate, girlfriend. You can't take on the world. You can't solve everything. You can't do millions of things at once. Okay, because if you try to juggle and you try to do too many things at once, all of your projects suffer because you're dividing your energy up into little slivers. Okay, so I'll give a little bit of time to this, a little bit of time to that, a little bit of time to that. And then, you're not going to put out the result that you want to put out because your time is just so divided over so many things. It's time to scale back and to pick a couple things that are most important to you and should have the highest priority, and divvy your energy up that way. That way you have more energy to give to, say you have like 8 things that you have on your plate. 8 items, right? Scale it down to 3. That way more energy goes into these projects. You can do these things really, really, really well. And then when you get that out of the way, then tackle the next few things, because your work is going to suffer and it's going to put out not the greatest result. It could be kind of crappy. And I don't know about you. Maybe it's like a pride thing or whatever, but I don't like to put something out unless I feel 100% satisfied with what I put into it, my energy, because I feel like that's a representation of me. Of course, I always like to show, who I really am. I'm not shy when I talk about my downfalls or, my shadow side, etc. But when I do projects, I like to commit myself completely. That's why sometimes I have to be reminded to scale back, because my plate is always full. Everybody that knows me knows my plate is always full. But I like to stay busy. It's hard for me to just lay on the couch. Some days it's easy, but for the most part. So it's saying that you need a break. You need a break, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. You need to take a break, especially from all this crap that you're juggling, and you're throwing it up in the air. Before you know it, something's going to come down and smack you in the face. You got to chill. Okay. Also, with this card comes a very strong energy of feeling like everything is just all too much. It's just too much. It's too overwhelming, especially in the realm of your emotions. You're trying to figure out, how can I maintain balance in my life when everything feels so chaotic and I feel so stressed and so worried? You have to just take a deep breath. Cut some of the things off that you can cut off. And then if you need help figuring out what to do, or to help you manage some of the things that you do have on your plate that need to stay on your plate, you have to be willing to ask for help. You're not seeing that there is help readily available to you within your circle or within people that you know. There could be somebody that you don't think that you can rely on, that you actually can, but you won't know unless you ask. So if you're taking on too much, you need to be vocal about how you feel, not just to others, but to yourself, and you need to be willing to reach out and ask for help. It's very important. I've gotten very good at asking for help, you know. Before I was too proud. I was like, nah, I'll just ride this out. But now I'm like, no, if I don't have to, I don't want to. And for the most part, I find that the people that I do reach out to are very willing to help me. And the great part about this is that when they need help, I can turn around and help them. So don't feel bad about it, because at some point you might need to help that person as well. Okay? But take a break, Aries. Ooh, sorry. I got a little excited there. You know, sometimes you got to scale back that fiery passion. I know, I'm a Sag, so I know what that fiery passion can do to you, but you need to use that passion and that fire wisely. Okay, so the next card that I got for you is the Six of Swords. It looks kind of depressing, but it's really not a depressing card at all. This could be good for travel. If you were thinking about traveling or moving. Sorry, I got butterfingers today. I'm a mess. But if you've been thinking about traveling, especially traveling by water, taking a cruise, or going somewhere, this is a very positive omen for that. But more likely than not, this is more about metaphorically moving. Metaphoric movement. There we go. And spiritual movement. So if you've been feeling stuck in a hole that is very dark and it's raining and it's damp and cold and you're just like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this situation? This sucks so hard. This is saying, don't worry, things are about to budge, especially when you least expect it. This is also saying that there's a lot of inward change going on and a slight reduction in stress, which is wonderful, because who wouldn't want a little bit of a reduction in stress? Okay, this is saying also too, for some, that you could have been reluctant to change and move away from something. But it's saying that even though you really don't want to make change or compromise, you're going to, and in the end, it's going to be beneficial to you, and you wouldn't have even expected it to be. It's going to be reducing your stress, whereas you may have thought it was going to increase your stress. So this can sometimes mean that, you know, you weren't really ready to move or make changes, but it's going to happen anyways. If you ignore change too much, it's thrusted upon you. So you have to realize that it's for the highest good, okay? But things are going to be getting better. Trust me, Aries. So for the additional energy card and reading, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The additional card for guidance, I got, this is your life's purpose. So how I was talking about earlier about your intuition being a very big part of your life, or becoming a very big part of your life, and the spiritual peak, it's saying that whatever you are doing that requires you to use this is your life's purpose. And trust that if you were kind of like unsure of what your life purpose is, say like I said, you had too many things on your plate. You're dabbling in a ton of stuff. You're getting ready to find out what your life purpose is, and you will recognize the signs. It'll bring you this sense of inner joy. You're going to do something and somebody's going to say, hey, that was a really good job. I love that. That's amazing. And it's going to make you feel really good, and you're going to be like, yes, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do. But I have this very distinct feeling. It is within the metaphysical, spiritual realm, because this is the major arcana. This is the center of the spread. It is the main theme, and these are what are coming from this card. So, you know, the need to take some stuff off your plate so you can narrow your focus, so you can better see what your life purpose is, and you're making changes on the inside to sort of complement what is happening to you and what is going to be your future. You see how I got that? So this is going to be a very powerful month for you, both physical and emotional, spiritual changes taking place, spiritual peaks for many of you. Just know to look to your intuition for answers and listen to it. Most importantly, you got to trust yourself. But I greatly want you to ground yourself, especially with these crazy energies that are going on right now. So for the crystal or the gemstone that I selected. I think that this is going to be, actually, I'm going to use both, all three. I had written down here, lepidolite is going to be this stone of the month. It's been coming in strong for a lot of the readings, and I love lepidolite. It is a purplish stone. Well, I'm dropping everything today. It is a purplish stone, and it is wonderful calming energy. And it's good for transitions, both physically and spiritually. So it's a wonderful stone to help bring you calm while you're going through these different changes and transitions. Also, as always, amethyst, it's wonderful for anxiety and fear, but it also feeds your intuition and helps to open and cleanse and keep open your third eye. I had also written here that a good stone would be moonstone. I couldn't find my tumbled moonstone, but I did find my rough cut moonstone. Excellent stone for balancing your yin and your yang, your masculine and feminine energies. And it's also good for keeping you calm and balancing those emotions while you're going through these changes. So that's my recommendation for you, Aries. Just know that it's all going to work out and everything is going to start to smooth out towards the end of the month, and you're going to see what the tone of the year is. I feel it is going to be very spiritually enriching for you. So please be open to it. Don't fight the change because it's going to happen no matter what. But I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I will have a new website up very soon, so you can check out personal readings with me. And as always, I hope to see you next month. Please take care. Big warm hugs from me to you. Take care, my Aries friends.